Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I was originally going to create content after I get a haircut. I am getting a haircut on Saturday and I am currently recording this on Thursday. So I was thinking about we'll just wait 2 days and then I could start recording content again. But I actually just released some very, very good news of mine that I have been holding on for several years. And I really been keeping a tight secret on it this past year. Anyhow, I recently just became an author. I became an author actually last year, and I will soon be a published author, which is like very, very exciting news. Anyhow, I was thinking about recording this style of content, and then I was like, no, just wait till you get a haircut. But I'm actually just received my very first copies on Monday of my book as to what it is going to look like before full production. And as I am reviewing the book before I reach out to my publicist specialist and I let him know like, hey, everything's great, or hey, like, can we fix XYZ, things like that. As I am reviewing the book, I already came across one small minor detail I will eventually talk about later, but I came across one small minor detail within the book, and I'm like, okay, you know what? What if I actually turn this into like a documentary style? Like, I mean, I get to document this process, but what if I like turn this into a little bit of a piece of content? That way you guys can kind of hear what's been going on and why I kind of been MIA a little bit. I haven't really been too consistent with uploading content. And so I wanted to show you guys there, explain that with you guys. Excuse my vocabulary. It's been a minute since I recorded video, so I'm a little bit rusty. And I apologize too. Usually when I know I am going to record content, I like to wear like a black shirt, charcoal gray shirt. It's just personally for me, but I really didn't plan on recording content today. But as I was reviewing the book, I was like, turn it into a style of content. Turn it into content. Excuse me. So I want to show you guys. I'm going to share my screen for a little bit. This video is going to be fairly short, but I want to share my screen with you guys. And this is the book cover of my actual book. And I have the book right here in front of me. And I would love to pick up the book and show you guys, but the book's personally physically heavy for me to pick up and kind of like throw it in front of the camera. However, this is the book cover design right here. And I personally designed this myself. It literally took me 3 days to design this. And I will be making another video going full in depth, explaining every little detail from the very beginning to how this came into fruition to the entire process from beginning to end, literally. I will be sharing that process with you guys. But again, I wanted to document this process with you guys because I'm currently reviewing the book and I'm like, I think this would be kind of a good styled video to share with you guys. So I will also read what the book is about in a second. So I received this. I'll read my caption here. This is my Instagram, Victortheinspiration. And it says, on Monday, January 12th, 2026, I had received incredible news. I have been keeping this project of mine incredibly private for literally years. Talk about patience. And then I have a little laughing emoji. In the year 2020, I began writing, and little did I know I was actually writing a book, one filled with stories, life experiences, and philosophy that not only shares glimpses of my story living with SMA, Spinal Muscular Atrophy Type 2, but I take you on a personal journey with me, sharing my thought processes through it all. From the dozens of my back surgery experiences at age 11, to battling pneumonia, collapsed lungs, and having numerous ICU health scares. I even share with you my psychiatric hold being placed on 5150 back in January 2020, taking you through the many inner turmoil that goes on within. To cut everything short, December 2024, I began thinking about writing a book. January 2025, I began seeking how to make it happen. I have to verify this. I have to email my publicist specialist to verify this. But as of March 31st / April 1st, 2025, I had officially became an author. And I believe it's April 1st, according to when I was like glancing at my photos, because I've been taking photos along the way to kind of like reflect on later and maybe create like a documentary style later. I have another vision for that one. But yeah, so my record shows April 1st is when I believe all of that happened. But let's continue here. So again, I have to verify this, but March 31st / April 1st, 2025, I had officially became an author. For the remaining months to come, I have been working on the book with my team behind this phenomenal project, and I had received my very first copies of it. So I received five hardcover copies, which is the one in the photo, and five soft cover copies. And I had received my very first copies of it. So the first copies is just for me to, the very first copies is for me to review to make sure, like, hey, everything's good before we fully go into full production phase. It says, stay tuned because soon I will be making a video showing this entire experience with you. So having that said, soon this book will become available near you. I love and appreciate you guys so much, especially the one. I meant to say the ones, but I didn't want to go back and edit it because I personally didn't want it to say edited on my Instagram page. But I love and appreciate you guys so much, especially the ones who reached out when I became quiet, the ones who give words of encouragement, and everyone who supports me on this journey I call life. What do you think about the cover? And then it says, much love, and then it has my name. Excuse me, I didn't mean to go that far. Much love, Victor Guerra, Victortheinspiration, and then I put hashtag author, which is like very, very exciting. It's been a very, very cool journey. And this is the cover right here, and it's been amazing. Fun fact, I will talk a lot more in detail when I release my next upcoming video. So stay tuned for that. I don't know when that video will be, but most likely it'll be sometime next week. Maybe Sunday. I don't know if I want to make these videos too close to each other. But yeah, stay tuned because the next video will be like me going in full detail, explaining the entire process and everything. But a little fun fact for you guys to leave you guys with this video is I actually designed the cover myself. And this has been an incredible journey. And I'm just very, very thankful that, it came out as good as I was hoping. And I even got an amazing feedback from my family who were like, oh my God, like, this is amazing, Victor. Like, you designed that? And it literally took me 3 days. I'm not kidding. I was up till like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. And I couldn't sleep that night. I literally did not sleep, like not even a single minute. And I was just editing the cover on my phone. And, I would put my phone away to kind of get some sleep. And then like another thought would come into mind. And then I would just slowly kind of play with it and edit it and tweak it and all these different things. But it took me 3 days to make. A little fun fact. And yeah, so before I close out the video, I have the book in front of me. I'm going to scoot over to kind of grab my book. But again, I will make a video talking a lot more about this entire process. But I want to read you guys. Let me see what the book is about. So give me 1 second, bear with me. I was going to flip my book around, but I don't want to pull too much away from the camera, so I'm actually just pull it up in front of me because I have the design in front of me when we were going over everything. Okay, so let's see. Can I do this? Does this work? Okay, perfect. It does work. Okay. So I have the book right here in front of me, like literally, like I'm like looking at it right now. But I didn't want to flip the book over and then accidentally stop the recording or pull away too far away from the mic. So I actually just ended up pulling the cover right here up in front of me. And, oh, you know what? I can actually show you guys. So we can look at it together. Excuse me. This was like super last minute, so I really didn't plan too much on how I was going to make this video. I was just saying, just do it, Victor. That's what I kept telling myself. So this is the cover. So the right side over here is the cover. Become the victor, turning trials into triumph. And it says right here, I don't know if it's blurry for you guys, but it says, in a world full of stairs, create your own trails. Victor, the inspiration. It looks so much better in person. I'm just saying. And it says, keep God first, mirror of miracles, God's heavy hands, 500 plus personal quotes, life with SMA type 2, defeat the enemy within. And it says, Victor Guerra, Victor the Inspiration, your greatest test will become your greatest testimony. And a little, two little fun facts as well is this, how you see how like, I hope you guys can see my cursor. I think you guys can. And this, how like slowly angles up, how it says defeat the enemy within, and as you slowly read up, it goes up to God first. I kind of made it into like stairs, so either way, however you read it, up to down, down to up, meaning if you read keep God first and then you go mirror of miracles and then you keep reading, you can either read it that way or read it the other way, which is defeat the enemy within and then slowly move up. And anyway, my thought process behind this design is it's kind of like stairs, in order to like move up, you have to defeat the enemy within, which is, that battle that goes on within your mind, the self-doubt, the fear, the anger. A lot of people sometimes can get angry with life, angry with God because of the seasons they go through and nothing seems to change. So until you defeat the enemy within, a lot of it begins there. Vice versa too, keep God first. A lot of that really, really does play a significant factor as well, which is why I actually put that first, which is keep God first, because many of the seasons I personally go through, and when life is just going one way and it's just going this way for so long, sometimes life can make you bitter, it can make you angry, it can make you frustrated, it can make you exhausted to keep trying, right? But keeping God first, it really does pull me through a lot of seasons, which is why I always say, keep God first. I talk a lot about God and faith and things like that. So in the back of the book, excuse me, in the back of the book is actually the cover, just without the words. I don't know if you can see it much in here. It's in the video, but it's exactly the front cover, except just with no text, no words at all. So it says, this is the back of the book. And every single text you come across, every material within this book, excuse me, again, I will talk a lot more within the next video, but a lot of text within this book is 100% my doing. Every single thing, from the title, the quotes, the back of the book, the biography, when it says introduction to the author. Every single text you see in this book is 100% my doing. The only thing that is not my doing is when you open the book and then it talks about copyright and things like that. That's what the publication company did. And as you become an author, they do that, right? And where I was going with this is, before I began this entire project, I'll keep it short because I will talk a lot more in detail in the next video. But I told before I began and I signed anything, I was like, I want to have the last say. Like I obviously I said it more professionally, but I pretty much said like I want full control. I want the one thing I do not want before I signed anything, I just wanted to lay the expectations early on. The one thing I don't want is I'm not willing to change anything within the story. I'm not willing to change anything within my philosophy, within my quotes. The reason why I did this is it's not my entire life story. It's not. I'm waiting for a certain milestone before I even attempt to do something like that, where I write from beginning to end kind of thing. But this is glimpses of my story. So I talk about like my back surgery experiences. I talk about my ammonia and collapsed lungs experiences, going in and out of the ICU at a young age. I talk about being on a psychiatric hold, when I went through a severe mental health crisis. I talk about losing one of my aunts who was like very, very close to me. She was like a second mother figure to me, losing her. And I talk about that process. I talk about my grandmother who, losing her, like she practically, again, was like my second parent, it's like my second mother. My dad was never in the picture. He was never around. And fortunately for me, I had these women in my lives to, be like that second parent, that I never had. And so I talk about like losing my grandmother and how that personally affected me mentally and emotionally and even spiritually. Seeing someone you love go through a turbulent path, a turbulent season, especially with a health diagnosis and hospitalization experiences, it's not the easiest thing to see. And so, I talk about my point of view. I talk about everything, literally. So it's not my entire life story. It's glimpses from my story. It's like preview in a way. And it's a little over 160 pages. It's a pretty big book or decent book, average book. And but yeah, so let's get right into it. I will end it here. Excuse me. So this is the back of it. So I put, are you feeling lost, overwhelmed, or stuck in a cycle of negativity? You are not alone. Excuse me. Life has a way of breaking us down before it ever builds us up. But what if your pain held the blueprint for your breakthrough? Victor, known to many as Victor the Inspiration, invites you into a journey of raw truth, lived experience, and spiritual awakening. Born with spinal muscular atrophy type 2, his life has been marked by relentless battles, physical, emotional, and mental. Yet through countless surgeries, moments of despair, and a season of complete mental collapse, Victor discovered something extraordinary. Your greatest test will become your greatest testimony. And forgive me, my eyes had to adjust because I have my backlight on and it's like really, really, really bright. I forgot to dim the light before I started this video. If you feel broken, misunderstood, unheard, or I completely missed a huge step. Forgive me. This book is not a typical self-help guide. It is a mirror reflecting your pain, your hope, and your untapped power. Each page delivers hard-won wisdom, crafted through adversity and transformation. Created through adversity and transformation. These are not just words. They are lived revelations meant to guide you to your long-awaited breakthrough. If you feel broken, misunderstood, unheard, or unseen, know this: you were never meant to stay there. This book will help you reclaim your story, find your strength, and rise boldly into your purpose. It is one thing to know the path, but it is another to have gone through it, says Victor the Inspiration. Through this book, you will witness the following: break free from mental and emotional traps. Learn how to escape the cycle of self-doubt, fear, and hopelessness that keeps you stuck. Discover purpose through pain. Gain clarity on how your deepest wounds can become the very foundation of your calling. Activate the victor within. Find the tools, truths, and mindset shifts that empower you to turn every trial into a triumph. This book isn't just about Victor's journey. It is about yours. Every message and every chapter is an invitation to reflect, reset, and rise. Some lines are direct and raw. Others whisper truths wrapped in layers of metaphor, waiting to be unraveled by the soul ready to listen. But all are designed to awaken the victor within you. Become the Victor is more than a book. It is a spiritual roadmap. It is a testament to what is possible when you keep the faith. This has been, again, amazing project. By far one of the greatest projects I have ever attempted, ever tried to do. And in the very beginning, I didn't know I was writing a book. Little did I know, I had the material right there in front of me this whole time, and this all happened. It's been a very surreal moment, a great experience. I am so happy to receive the love and the support that I have gotten from my loved ones. Literally nobody around me knew about this project. The only people that knew were my mother, and my siblings. That's it. And of course, obviously, the people involved within the project, right? But other than that, like, I didn't share it with anybody. Anybody asked, hey, Victor, how's it going? Hey, what are you up to? I wasn't lying, but I just held some things back, which was oh, I'm doing good. I'm still building. I'm still doing content. I upload YouTube videos, and I kept it at that. But I just kept. To put it simply, the reason why I held off so long, and I will go so much more in detail on within my next video, is because the reason why I kept it so much to myself is because I wanted people to treat me for who I was and not for who they knew or thought I would become. And when you really sit and think about that, you understand my point of view. I just personally wanted to experience as many moments as much as possible where it's a moment where you and I share a moment where you're sharing a moment with Victor, right? Before it gets to the point where it's no longer so much just Victor, but it's sharing a moment with Victor, the inspiration. And the best way I can describe this in the most simplest terms is I was watching Sylvester Stallone's personal, what's the word for that? It's a reality TV show. I was watching the show, and his kids talk about him, and he's like, when they would go out in public, like there's a huge crowd around Sylvester Stallone and Rocky Balboa, right? And the kids are like, they knew their dad was famous, but when they see huge crowds like surround Sylvester Stallone, they're like, wow, like I didn't, they knew he was famous, but they didn't know like to that extent. You know what I mean? Or they knew. I can't really describe that part, but they mentioned it in the document in the reality TV show. But pretty much where I'm going with this is like the world is going to see me as Victor Guerra / more so Victor the Inspiration, right? That's how the world is going to begin to perceive me within the foreseen future, coming future. And, but to people that know me, it's just my son, my brother, my nephew, my cousin, my friend, my friend from high school or friend from school. You know what I mean? I can't really describe, I don't really know how to put that into words, but yeah, to put it simply, again, I just wanted people to treat me for who I was and not for who they knew or thought I would become. Like, hey, Victor, what do you do? I'm a content creator. Oh, that's cool. And large majority of the time, conversation would drop. It's not like, oh, what's your YouTube channel or what's your Instagram? They left it at that, But if people, and then like the interest would fade there. It wouldn't spark anything, a large majority of the time. Versus, before, people are like, hey, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm an author. Now it's like, oh, I want to be your friend. I wanted people to treat me for who I was and not for who they knew or thought I would become. That's like the greatest way I can explain it. Why I kept it so quiet. And now I'm at the part where I'm ready to share what really I have been working on behind the scenes. It is so much more than just me. Within the book, I do share my story, and I have been getting amazing feedback from my loved ones who I have given the book to, and the first copies to. Excuse me. And it's just a very surreal moment, a great moment, and yeah, it's been an amazing process, very difficult journey, very difficult journey, and I'll say one of the philosophies in my book, which is I have been very challenged. I have been very lucky within my life, but I also have been very challenged. So, from me to you, if you can take away anything from this video, is know this truth. Your greatest test will become your greatest testimony. Holding on to one more day is all it takes. So if you're going through a hard time, difficult season, do not let a temporary season cause you to make a permanent decision. Keep the faith. I promise you, if you keep God first, you find a way to endure. You hold on to the strength to hold on to one more day. You give yourself a serious fighting chance. I am living proof of that. I am a testament to that. And there are so many others that are testaments to those as well. Sylvester Stallone, Oprah Winfrey, Ellen DeGeneres, Steve Harvey, one of the greatest people, one of my biggest inspirations. He pulled me through a lot of seasons. Grant Cardone. Like, there's so many individuals, that really, really gone through the trenches and overcame it. So from me to you, anything is possible. I promise you. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I really didn't think this was going to be a long video. And didn't plan on getting emotional, actually. Didn't plan on getting emotional. And I wasn't going to make this video, but then I thought about documenting the process. And I was like, your hair's fine. Your hair's not too bad. It is pretty bad. But yeah. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. And the big question is, when and where this book will be available? When? I do not know yet. I come across a small minor detail that I need changed before it goes into full production. I have to review the full book before I send it out to my publicist specialist. And I came across one minor error that was my doing. I should have caught it. And I overlooked it, but pretty simply I came across a small error. So when will it be available? All I know is soon. And where will it be available? It will be available both in stores and also online. And there's 2 copies. There's a hardcover copy and a softcover copy. And yeah, it's been quite the journey. And I will answer so many more questions. And if you have any questions by the time you see this video, please drop them within the comments. I am going to be making a Q&A talking about this entire experience. Anything and everything you want to know, please drop your questions down below, especially if you want those questions answered. And yeah, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.